So, you want to get in shape, but can you do it in just 90 days? I think most people don't have a clue. But if you go online, everybody seems to be an expert. That's why I'm gonna try to find the answer by myself by trying to lose as much fat as possible in just 90 days. Before I tell you the results, here's the plan I have to follow. First, clean up my diet. Second, calorie deficit. Third, strength training and cardio. Fourth, go to bed on time. Later, we'll get into more details about each one of these points, but for now, that's all you need to know because trust me, not knowing any of these things is not the problem. If you ask how to get in shape, almost every person on this planet will tell you you just need to eat less and move more, which is basically a summary of the plan I just told you about. They say that if you do that for long enough, you will make progress, but in reality, you'll just end up frustrated and depressed, and that's not what we want. A few months ago, I was totally out of shape. I had let myself go, I felt bad because after getting in shape before, I had fallen back. My appearance and confidence dropped down considerably, I didn't like how I looked, I didn't feel as confident anymore, and my whole life was suffering because of that. My health, my energy, my discipline, literally everything was going downhill. So I had to do something about it. I was ruining my life and my personal relationships were getting affected by that. And so I did. After 90 days, the results were impressive, so much that even my sister was in shock. But there's something you need to know. The reason why most people fail, it's not because they don't know what to do. I just told you everything already. Less junk food, less sugar, calorie deficit, working out, that is not the problem. The problem is that people make things way more complicated than they need to be. Somehow we believe incredible results cannot come from a simple routine, so we start to believe that there must be a secret, there must be a hidden piece of information we need that other people have, something that can get us in shape without doing nothing. So the real question here is, how do we make it less complicated? Well, here is the thing most people don't know. If you can stick to the boring, basic fundamentals, you can make way more progress than 95% of people. Just imagine this. You get a new job and you're trained to do something specific, but every single day that thing changes. Today is one thing, tomorrow's another, and another thing the next day. Chances are that after 1 week you will no longer feel like going to that job. But let's pretend you keep going. After 3 months, you will barely make any progress at any of these activities because they constantly change them without giving you enough time to get better. This is exactly what happens to most people. They keep changing the plan consistently. They can stick to a diet. They change workouts and never build consistency. But if you actually want to see results, you must stick to the plan. That's why I made it as simple as possible so every beginner should be able to follow, and here it is. First, you need to clean up your diet. Reduce the amount of junk food you consume and quit sugar. Junk food and sugar are high calorie dense foods. They increase your calorie intake by a lot, and not only that, they increase the amount of cravings you get throughout your day. Most people don't know this, but the more high calorie dense foods you eat, the hungrier you'll feel and the harder it'll be to resist these cravings. But when you stop eating them, even though it may sound counterintuitive to you now, you'll feel less hunger. Second, get into a calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is where you eat less calories than you burn. When this happens, your body will be forced to use stored fat as energy, and that's when you burn fat. It works exactly like your bank account. If you spend more money than you earn, if you want to buy something, then you will be forced to find the money somewhere else. You can train as much as you want, you can follow the most crazy diets, but if you're not in a calorie deficit, you will not lose fat. Third, strength training 3 to 5 times per week. This will give shape to your body and help you get stronger. If you just focus on losing weight, you will lose muscle too, and you'll just end up looking weird or skinny fat. So you have to put your muscles under stress regularly so you can keep muscle mass or even gain some while losing fat. These combined with some cardio 1 or 2 times per week will do magic for you. Cardio to improve your overall health and burn more calories, and strength training to get stronger and build muscle. Fourth, sleep and recovery is as important, if not more, than all the other steps I mentioned before. Your body burns fat and builds muscle while you're at rest. If you don't give it enough time to do so, your results will not be as good as they could be. Imagine for some reason you become a smartphone. Workouts are the best apps you have, and eating clean is deleting junk files. By keeping only the best apps and removing the bad ones, you will perform better. But once you run out of charge, you must sit down and recharge. When you sleep, it's when you get your energy back. You get stronger, sharper, and ready to do more. So getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night is crucial. Stick to the plan without changing anything, stick with it even though it's boring, and you'll finally achieve the transformation you're looking for. That's everything for this video. Subscribe to the channel if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.